Good morning. Today is Friday, September the 15th, and I am out here at the City of Brooksville Water Tower Improvements Project. It's approximately 10:30 here in the morning, so we'll go ahead and we'll get this project filmed. The general contractor for this project is Right of Way Contracting, and the project manager is Tristan Hine, H-I-N-E. So we'll go ahead and we'll get this project filmed, the entire site. We are currently at the corner here of Liberty Street and South Brooksville Avenue, and you can see the water tower directly behind us. Alright, so we are here at the Brooksville Water Tower Improvements Project, 101 South Brooksville Avenue here in Brooksville, Florida. And I'm standing on the far north end of the project, the northeast side, facing here to the southwest. You can see the water tower there in the background. There's a cobblestone street, a brick paver street here. And then we're going to begin filming again here on the north side of the project, the far northeast side of the project. So there is a sidewalk and a curb. The curb does have some existing scraping. You can see the curb does have a little bit of tilt here towards the street. Walking here towards the west, you can see the pipe here on the left with that reflective paint. There is a stake here as well, showing the edge of the project site here. Looking directly down that line, you can see that existing concrete wall leaning to the west into that parking lot, which is pretty full this morning. And then back here at the edge of the project. So you can see existing cracking here in the curb. Sidewalk itself is in poor condition, but I do not see any existing scrapes, cracks. Here in the ground you can see a couple utilities. And then some large scrapes here on the roadway and the curb line next to that brick, those brick pavers. So proceeding here to the west along the edge of the project, you can see that curb line, the parking area, the street parking, and you can see there's spray paint here showing demo, so that's the area of asphalt is going to be demoed. There is a large crack here on the sidewalk. You can see the curb line does have quite a few cracks and scrapes. There are parking stops here that are in poor condition as well. Guide wire is in great shape. There is an electric pole, which appears to be in good condition. And those numbers, see here, 107585063422. Again, that's 107585063422. And so there is curb also lining here the parking area, which is in very poor condition. We'll get that from the inside here in a few moments. And there's that curb line here, the entrance to the parking lot. That concrete building, existing structure, the asphalt parking area itself does have existing cracking. A one-way only sign showing the entrance into the parking area. Existing cracking here in the street side parking. You can see the curb all the way down is in very poor condition. And there are existing dips here in the brick. So the brick itself is very uneven. And there is, I believe, a water utility here as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll capture that here for you. So you can see, again, there are cars parked, but we'll do our best to work around those. It's actually a sewer manhole. There's a sewer manhole. This is the street side parking. Water tower there in the background. A storm drain there. All the way up to the intersection. So proceeding here again to the west, note that existing damage on the intersection here of Brooksville and Liberty Street. So this is directly in front of that water tower. So you can see the sidewalk itself is in poor condition, but this ramp is in very poor condition. So proceeding here to the south, we're going to look down that sidewalk that we did just cover. So the sidewalk itself is a bit uneven and heavily worn. The curb appears to be in pretty good shape, a little overgrown grass. There's a water utility there. That drainage grate here below this car. And there is an existing public parking for Brooksville sign, which is in good shape. Some cracking here in the sidewalk. This panel is in very poor shape. And there are a few lifts as well, another crack here. And the curb also has existing cracking. The other side of that one-way only sign. Back into the parking lot. So there are existing picnic tables. You can see they're green in color. There is the water tower itself, which does have some existing scrapes, but overall it does appear to be in good condition. You can see the curb line here to the left of the picnic table, which does have existing scraping and cracking. Parking stops are also a bit out of order. There's some sandbags that are at the base of the water tower, just kind of leaning. And then there's a trash can on the other side, which appears to have a wood receptacle around it. So proceeding back here to the west, there's a looks like an overflow valve, and then the drain here. You can see the base of the water tower there, which appears to be in good shape. There's another picnic table. The road's demo spray painted on it. Both of the picnic table areas are going to be taken out. There's the picnic table. Some shrubs here to the right, again here on the west side. There's another view here of the water tower, which could use another can of paint. I don't see any large scrapes or dents in it. Let's look at the base. A few scrapes here along the base of the water tower. There's another picnic table there in the background, as well as a utility. And then some shrubs, which I believe are also going to be removed. So we're back here to that water utility. So proceeding to the west here to the intersection of Liberty Street and South Brooksville, there is a monument. It does have brick pavers all around the monument. So it does need to be cleaned. I don't see any cracking within the pavers themselves. There's some chips in the sidewalk along the edges here, but the pavers themselves appear to be in good condition. Here's the monument, which I also do not see any existing cracking. Appears to be in good shape. No existing damage. And then back towards, this is South Brooksville Avenue. So looking into the intersection itself, there's a stop sign. There is directly across from the water tower. So you can see there are various lifts within the bricks here. Manhole in the middle of the intersection. And a stop sign. And a brick building directly across. And this is down South Brooksville, so we did just film all of that. Alright, so we're going to proceed here to the south. Here on South Brooksville Avenue. So we just came up Liberty Street, but now we are on South Brooksville, so there's the curb line. Can see the dips there in the brick. Several dips pre-existing. Stop sign is leaning here a bit to the west. Sidewalk itself does have existing cracking. It does appear that it has been patched as well. Can see that utility, as well as the water tower here on the west side of the project. I did want to capture real quick the back side of this monument. So there are shrubs. It does look like there's some more sandbags just thrown in there. The brick pavers do come pretty far behind the monument. And there's the back side of the monument, which is in good condition. The shrubs, that brick building, as well as the picnic tables that are going to be taken out. So here's the base of the water tower, which is in great shape. Picnic table on the far side, the utility here. Back over, you can see the cracking, back over here to South Brooksville Avenue. So continuing, I did want to note on this utility there is some existing scraping there. Some existing black scraping. So the trees through here are in great shape. Continuing here to the south. Sidewalk is in poor condition as well. And then the curb, you can see, does have that existing missing area of concrete. So looking back up the curb, there are a few nicks and scrapes, but overall it is in pretty good shape. And then a few dips here in the concrete pavers. So there's some cracking here on the bib. Looking back into the project, the sidewalk, which appears to be in pretty good shape, does have a few scrapes. There's some trees. And then the curb line, the existing curb line, here on the far south side of the project, which is uneven, does have a few scrapes and nicks. The asphalt parking lot is also heavily scraped. Go ahead and continue here. You can see that do not enter sign. This is the exit for the parking lot. Brick pavers continue to have a few dips. Spray paint here says Mark with a electric pole. Go ahead and film that for you. So the electric pole does appear to be leaning here a bit to the south, but it is overall in good condition. Let's see if I can find any numbers on this pole. So they do have the numbers here, 493, 498. That is the only number on this box, a little taller. It does say F101. And then the light on the east side has the number 33. And then I do want to note there is a pipe sticking up here. A rusted pipe. Alright, so we are at the edge here of the project line. show you a little bit further down the street. It does have plenty of shade. The bricks continue to have various dips and faults, and then there is a house just beyond these bushes. Go ahead and step in and get this sidewalk for you. So the sidewalk does appear to be in pretty good shape. There is a lift here that you can see, some overgrown shrubs. Back towards the project, see the base of the electric pole, this far side. Sidewalk is in better shape on this side of the project. Water tower just beyond our view. Looking back into the project, you can see the curb line, the parking stops, which all appear to be in good shape. There is a house just beyond the parking area. I don't see a fence, just a fence of trees and brush. Alright, so this is that do not enter sign we did film a little earlier, which is in good shape. That's the street, so that's South Brooksville Avenue, looking towards the intersection of Liberty Street. Go ahead and continue to wind our way through this parking lot. So here is the curb here on the far southwest side of the project. There is an existing area of missing concrete, another one here at the edge as well, and it does look like there was standing water here in this corner at one point. So proceeding here to the east, follow this curb line around for you. So this curb is in pretty good shape, does have some existing scrapes. The asphalt parking lot itself does have quite a few existing scrapes. This is again, the far south side here of the water tower. So we'll go ahead and show you an entire view there. You can see a door with some steps, and we'll capture that a little closer here in a few moments. This is Brooksville there at the top. We go all the way down, and then there's a trash bin that we mentioned a little bit earlier, which is in very poor condition. So again, following the edge here of the project, we're on the far side of the parking lot on the south end. You can see the overgrowth, the curbs and parking stops. Very wet and overgrown. Again, doing our best to work around these cars. So we're walking again to the east. And so there is a drainage area. Does have water in it. It is holding water. Parking stop. And again, I don't see any fence, just see heavy shrubbery and brush. So there is a bit of a retaining wall, which is undermined. Again, that retaining pond, drainage area, the edge here of the asphalt, which is in poor shape. Couple of extra parking stops, it appears. This is a parking for disabled permit only sign, which is in good shape. There's that undermined drainage wall, a couple trees and shrubs. There are houses again on the back side of this project. So here is the drainage area. This is an existing concrete building, which you can see is in pretty poor condition. Paint's chipping the edges of the roof. You can see the cinder blocks there on top, heavily dented and worn. Continuing here to the east, there is another parking sign. Building here does have some utilities. It says keep out, authorized personnel only. Can see that no parking sign is leaning to the east, and that's indicating no parking in front of these doors. There's another one here on the left side, which is going to be on the east side. So here's that entire building. See the cinder blocks again on the roof. The existing damage to the roof and the fascia, the building itself. So looking here at the concrete at the front of the building, does have some existing cracking. There's another chip there on the edge. The parking stop does look like it goes down into another drainage area here on the east side of the building. So this is what we can capture here of the east side of the building, which is in poor condition as well. You can see a lot of overgrowth here. Very overgrown. There's that existing concrete wall there, back out to the street. So there is a building here on the far east side of the project as well. You can see the overgrown chain link fence, backyard and a shed in the distance, and again the overgrowth back to that building, that existing building that's on the project. So walking towards the north here on the far east side of the project, there's that wall, the edge of the project line, back over to that pipe handrail. So looking in the parking lot itself, you can see is a pretty large parking area. It does have quite a few cracks, existing cracks. This is going to be the far east side of the water tower. And I did want to get the interior here of the project. So walking here towards the west, you can see the curb line for the entrance into the parking area, which does have existing cracking and scrapes. Parking stops a bit out of order. Again, the parking lot itself does have existing cracking. The curb line is already cracked, existing cracking. And there's a light pole here in the middle of the parking lot. There is the light pole, which is in good shape. And then following that curb around, you can see it is in poor condition. It does have, again, existing scrapes and nicks, and then the far side of that trash receptacle. So here's the walkway up to the door for the water tower. You can see the patchwork, the cracking, the steps, which are already heavily cracked. There's a valve, which appears to be in good shape. The door itself also appears to be in pretty good shape. And the base of the water tower does have a leaky water faucet. A couple utilities here as well, which appear to be in pretty poor shape. The base of the water tower. Get the other side of the steps, which also do have existing cracking and chips. So here's the base of the water tower with those sandbags that we did see a little bit earlier. Panning back here to the west, you can see that existing picnic table, shrubs and trees. And then for our last bit of film here, I did want to capture the entire base of the water tower. So here is the base. Again, we're walking towards the north here on the west side of the project. So it does look like it was painted not too long ago, but there are some existing scrapes, paint covering up quite a few of those. There's some more scrapes. We're at that drainage area here for the overflow. Back to those sandbags that we did see a few moments ago. And then we are back to those stairs. So that is going to conclude our filming today here for the City of Brooksville Water Tower Improvements Project. And again, it is Friday, September the 15th. General contractor, right-of-way contracting, project manager Tristan Hine.